guys, welcome to the channel today at T-Wade's Barbecue Treats. So today let me just kind of go over with you guys what we're going to do. We're going to do some ribs. So haven't done any ribs yet on this channel. Haven't done any ribs on the Kamado Joe yet as well. I haven't done them. Done them on my Pit Boss, but I have not attempted these on the Kamado Joe. So you guys are in for a treat today since this is a first for me and first for the channel. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to put some mustard on these things. I've already trimmed these things up. I'm going to kind of condense this video. I'm not going to do the whole trimming thing today. But I'm just going to kind of explain to you guys how I did it. And then maybe in a future video, we will show how to trim this thing up. I'm not an expert pro trimmer. You can see a lot of other videos out there that show you. There's like a plethora of videos out there on YouTube for how to trim ribs. Malcolm Reed does it really good. Smoky Ribs explains it really good. Those guys are really, really good. I'm still, I wouldn't say I'm a new barbecuer, but to trimming, I'm just not, I wouldn't say I'm as good as those guys. Maybe eventually I'll get there. But hey, I'm just like a lot of you guys sitting watching this, like I'm your average backyard barbecuer, and I don't proclaim to be a professional. So I'll show you how I trimmed them, and I'll kind of explain it to you guys. And then if you still feel like you need to go watch another video, check those guys out. So anyways, we're gonna go on to the ribs. Here I have them laid out. 2 racks of ribs here. As you can see, I kind of squared them off. I wish I can show you guys what these look like before, but they were not even. They didn't have even ends. They were kind of oval looking. They had a lot of excess flat meat on them. And basically what I did was I cut all that excess off, and I've kind of just squared them off. As you can see, I kind of squared this off. This is a little uneven here, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not a perfectionist, so it's a little uneven there, but I basically just squared this rib off and made it almost into just a square slab. And there was a lot of meat, like flat meat on the back here. You can see here is where it was connected. And I just took my knife and I cut all that meat off. There's a membrane on the back here that you can take a paper towel, and that's what I use my paper towel for, and I grab it here at the end and I rip it all the way off. Sorry I can't show you guys who've never seen that done before. Like I said, in a future video we might go through that and kind of show you guys how to do that. But it's a membrane. It's kind of on the edge here, and you just want to get that all the way off because it doesn't cook out. When you go to eat the ribs, it'll be real chewy. Your seasoning won't adhere to your ribs, so that's why you want to get that off there. And then we tried to take some of the fat off. You know, there's some silver skin. That silver skin won't cook down or render out. And your seasoning again won't stick. This is kind of like a little bit of that silver skin. I got a lot of it out. There's still some in here that I could cut out if I really want to sit here all day and do it. But I'm not looking to do that. I think we got most of it out. I think we look good as far as the way the ribs look. Again, here's the other slab. Just kind of squared it off. What it is there's a lot of extra meat on here, and when you're eating ribs, you don't want to be eating a rib with a big old hunk of meat on the side of it. So that's why you want to try to square these off. And what I have a lot of this meat that I cut off. It's right here, and we're not gonna waste this. My wife's gonna put this in an Instapot, or she's gonna put it in a pressure cooker or something, and we'll end up making another meal out of it just so we don't waste the meat. So if you feel like you're wasting, just try to utilize the meat other ways, and then that way you won't feel like you're wasting it. But yeah, that's in a nutshell, guys. That's pretty much what I did. I just squared them off, got that membrane off, got some of that fat off, and this is what we got. So don't want to waste a whole lot of time going into that anymore. But what we're going to do is we're going to go on with our mustard. These are baby back ribs, so we're going to go on with the mustard just like I would do a pork butt. If you guys haven't seen my pork butt video, go check it out. We're just gonna get us a little bit of mustard on there, man. Get these ribs on there. Woo, golly. You know how we do on this channel. We like to eat. I know you guys can tell I like to eat. You've seen me on camera. You've seen me on camera. You know it. You know I like to eat. I won't even hide it. Well, I can't hide it. I can't hide it. But let's just go ahead and put a little more mustard on here. And really excited that I even got these ribs, guys. Meat has been hard to get. Certain meats, ribs down here in South Mississippi have been kind of hard to get. So I've been able to get beef ribs, but I've been having a hard time getting pork ribs with this coronavirus. So I'm really happy I even got these. And I was going to freeze these, and the wife talked to me. She said, hey, let's go ahead and cook them bad boys up. Put a video out. Show them how to do these ribs. So here we are. Just trying to do a little video for you guys. And you guys know, anytime I can fire this old Kamado Joe up, any excuse I can fire this Joe up, I'm all about it. So right now I'm still just trying to get mustard all over these things. Again, you can use what you want as a binder. You don't even have to use a binder. I usually just use mustard. I feel like it makes the seasoning stick. Some guys will argue with you, no it doesn't, but I think it helps. So that's why I use it. But other guys I've seen use olive oil. I've seen guys use all kinds of, I've seen guys use Pam cooking oil, the spray. So, you know, whatever you want to use to stick your seasoning on there is okay. And only thing I would suggest don't doing is don't do like Worcestershire on pork. Doesn't normally go hand in hand with pork. It's more for beef. But hey, if you really want to do it, go for it. But you know, normally I wouldn't suggest putting anything beef on pork, or vice versa, putting pork seasoning on or binders on beef. So, all right, so we got mustard on these things. Let's go ahead and let me show you guys what I'm working with today. This is a B&B rub I got. It's just a Texas swine rub. I've been using this. I've used this on briskets, on pork butts. It's pretty good. And then we went out and we bought some of this stuff. It's made by Rib Rack. I think we got this through Target. So I've heard good things. I've used the barbecue sauces. They're pretty good. Some guy I know recommended that to me, and it was pretty good. The sauces were pretty good. So I said, hey, let's try out the rubs. So that's what we're doing today. And all I'm gonna do is, since I have a little bit of this, I'm just gonna mix this in. We'll mix it with that one. And that'll be it, guys. Well, you know, again, try to get your seasoning high, because you get a better dispersal if you do it high. If you don't remember to do it high, it ain't gonna make or break it. It just helps. I had other seasonings I could have used today, but I just once said, hey, let's go ahead and use these. Especially since I want to get rid of this one bottle. I only have a little bit left in this B&B stuff, so. Ooh, man, that smells so good. And I'm really more interested with getting more seasoning on the top of these than I am on the back side of these. Most of your meat is on the front of these or on the top of these. Looks like I got a little bit of my seasoning hard there. Let's see what we can get, what left we can get out of it. Let's go ahead and flip them over. And we'll come back to the other side too. I don't know about you guys, but ribs, they're not like my most favorite cut of meat. But every now and then, I like a good old rib, man. You know, I don't prefer a fall off the bone. Some people love fall off the bone. I prefer it to be a little bit more firm. So that's what I'm kind of going for today. I want it to be a little bit more firm. Don't really want it to fall off the bone if we can help it. But if it does fall off the bone, it ain't going to be a big deal. We'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. But, you know, rib with mashed taters, some veggies. It's just good eating. Good stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to open my seasoning bottle here. I should have had this done already, instead of make y'all wait. But, here we go. This is the new bottle now, that Rib Rack. This is Rib Rack going on. So, like I said, we're going to do a little 50-50. Wanting to come out of there. I might have to just take the lid off this thing. Yeah. Let's just try to sprinkle this on the best we can. All right, let's do this. Let's rub this stuff in. Since that's not really coming out the way I want it, guys. Not really coming out the bottle the way I want. And it might be because this is a new bottle and I gotta get some of this, get some of it out of the bottle before it'll come out right. Thinking that's what it is. Man, it smells good. I'll tell you guys what. It's got a good smell to it. It's called, what? Spice rub? Tell you what, it smells really good. All right, there we go. We're coming out a little better now. I think because we got some of that out of there. All right, guys, what's going to happen here is I'm just going to finish seasoning these up. I don't want to keep y'all on here just watching me put season on here. But I'll finish seasoning these up and we'll get out to the grill. And then we'll get this thing rocking and rolling for you guys today. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I hope you're sitting back, chilling on the sofa with a drink. Hope you got the feet propped up. And I hope you enjoy this cook, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, hey, everybody. Here we are out at the grill. I went ahead and put these ribs on. I'm putting them here kind of in the center of my grill. I wanted to kind of show you guys what I was doing today, too. Underneath, I got a water pan today. I don't normally do a water pan. This is something different. You know, a lot of guys will do this with their pork butts or their briskets. But you know what I said? What the heck, man? I'm going to try something different today because that's what we do here on T-Ways Barbecue Treats. We try to do things different. We try different methods. So I was feeling froggy today, so I said, what the heck, man? Let's try a water pan in there. And normally people use that to kind of keep their meat moist. On these ribs, I don't really think it's going to be a major issue with keeping them moist anyways, but I just wanted to try this method today. So but what we're going to be doing is we're cooking at 225, between 225 and 250 today, and I'm doing the 3-2-1 method for ribs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what the 3-2-1 method is, but the 3-2-1 method is 3 hours unwrapped, 2 hours wrapped, 1 hour unwrapped. So what we'll do is we'll go 3 hours like this, and probably about the 2 hour, 2.5 hour mark, I'll come back and show you guys what these ribs are looking like. We might need to spritz them. Hoping maybe not, but with that pan in there, maybe it'll help keep them a little moist, but I'll probably spritz them anyways, just because that's just what I do. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get my temperature probe hooked up in here. I'm not gonna do that on camera, I'm gonna do that off camera. And at 2.5 hours, we'll come back to you guys and show you what these ribs are looking like. I hope you guys will stick around, man. I hope y'all will stay around to see what these ribs look like. We'll see y'all in a few. Hey everybody, I know we said we come back at the 2.5 hour mark, but it's about 3 hours in, and I think I'm about to pull these off, but let's look at them and see what they look like. We've been holding, my dome's been saying just under 250. Let's see what the dial on my digital's saying. 242, about an 8 degree difference or so. Well, not really, because that's about 240 on the dome, excuse me. That's just below, just one notch below, so that's 240. So that's pretty close. The dome and that and the grate temp are pretty much at the same. So, oh man, look at that smoke coming off of there, guys. Getting some pullback on these bones. Getting some good color on them. I think I might let these go a little bit longer. I might come out here and probe these. I got a little apple juice here, a little water apple juice mixture, just so we can kind of keep these ribs moist. We definitely want these to be moist. I think I might let these go a little longer, get a little bit more color on them. This front rack, it's looking really good. This rack right here, you got some really good color down here. Look at this color coming through, and then this pull back on the bone right here. That's awesome. That back rack, not really any pullback on the bone back there yet. So, but we're still getting some good color like right here. We need to start seeing a little bit better color right in through here though. So I'm gonna let these keep going for a little bit longer. Maybe get a little bit more color on them. I might come out here with a little probe and start probing them. We'll come back to you guys in a little bit when we check them again, and we'll see what they're looking like. But man, smelling good. They're starting to get a little color on them. We're right at 3 hours. But I'm going to let them go, so this is going to kind of mess my 3-2-1 method up a little bit. But I'm going to wait to get some color, and then we'll talk about the next step in wrapping them. Okay, guys. See y'all in a little bit. Alright guys, we are about 4 hours in, guys. This was supposed to be the 3-2-1 method, but we went a little longer. I finally got the color on these things. It's kind of hard to tell with this rub, but I finally got the color I think on here that I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off and we're gonna wrap these now. And yeah, these got pretty good color. That's about all the color I want right now. I don't want to burn them. I'm just gonna spritz them just a tad bit. We're gonna take them inside and we're gonna wrap them. And they're cooking up really good. But we're gonna wrap these things. And we'll show you guys what we're gonna wrap them in. Again, it was supposed to be the 3-2-1. It's probably gonna be more like the 4-2-1. So we'll see you guys inside when we wrap these things up. Hey guys, so we're inside now. We got the ribs right here. We just pulled them off. They're looking pretty good. They got the color on them I want. They got the pullback on the bones like I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these things so I don't want them to dry out on me. So normally I would use like the parquet. If you guys have watched any ribs on YouTube, you've seen guys using the squeeze bottle parquet. But I don't have parquet, so I'm just using regular old butter. I'm just gonna scoop me some butter in here. If you don't have parquet, it's not a big deal, man. Just use whatever you got. Just because you don't have a certain ingredient sometimes doesn't mean it's a deal breaker. So the squeeze bottle stuff is a little bit easier to get in here. And it's more like a liquefied, so it's already liquefied and it's easier to absorb into the ribs sometimes. This is gonna have to melt a little bit, but it's really not that big a deal. It'll melt. It's gonna go back on the grill. It's gonna get hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this like this, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this rack, do the same thing. And as you guys can see, I got the pull back on the bones here. This side started cooking a little much, but that's gonna be all right. It's on the last bone here. I think it'll be all right. It's not burned or anything. It's just cooked a little more than I would have liked it. These weren't getting the color on them I liked out there, and that's why I let them go a little bit longer. I probably could have pulled them off about 15-20 minutes ago, but I just didn't like the color. I didn't think they were at the color I wanted yet. So right now what I'm doing is I'm taking brown sugar and I'm gonna put it in here with the ribs. Some guys will take a glaze and they'll put it in here. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sauce these at the very end. And probably like the last 15 or 20 minutes on the last hour we have them on there, I'll sauce them up. Just a little bit of brown sugar gets it a little sweet element. It's gonna be good. I feel like it's going good for our first time with ribs on this Kamado, so. All right guys, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna wrap these bad boys up. Oop, tore open on me there. That's all right. I'll just get another piece of foil. Get that more in the middle there. And literally, we're just wrapping these. I'll probably have to go another piece on this one too. And we got some foil right here. It's all wrapped up. That rack's gonna be ready to go. Okay, we got that rack. Get us another piece of foil here. Put it over the top. It's like Christmas time, just wrapping a present. Just wrapping it up. Alright guys, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to put them on there. We may not keep them on there the full 2 hours. Since we went a little bit extra on the initial, where we're supposed to only go 3 hours, we went 4 hours. We may not keep these on there the complete 2 hours to kind of compensate for going over on the first part of the cook. So we might go in there for an hour, hour and a half. Maybe take them off about 30 minutes early. And because I don't think it's going to take long. We just want to get this sugar and this sweetness and this butter into them. But I'm going to go put these on the grill, and when I pull them off, I'll show you guys when I bring them back in here and we unwrap them. I'm not going to bring y'all out to the grill to show me putting it on there right now. But I'm going to go put them out there right now. And then when we pull them off and we get ready to sauce them and do the last part of this cook, then I'll come back to you guys. All right, guys. Alright guys, just kind of wanted to show you guys with these foiled up on the grill. They're probing super tender. I'm probing them through the foil here. I mean, super tender. They've been on about a little bit over an hour. I think they're ready to pull off, guys. So I'm going to pull these off, and we're going to put them back on the grill, and we're going to come back with some barbecue sauce and baste them. So, yeah, see you guys inside here in a minute when we unfoil these things. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and unwrap these ribs. These things are piping hot, so I'm going to try to not scald my freaking self here and burn my freaking skin off my bones. I had already started to kind of pull this off before I got camera going. Woo-hoo, it is hot, guys. That's the back side. I mean, look at the pullback on the bones. It's looking pretty good as far as that goes. That's what we want. These are so hot though. Woo-hoo. I'm gonna have to flip them around here. This is all the juices. Look at the ribs, guys. Oh man, they're starting to tear apart. I don't want that. Look at that rack. That rack looks pretty darn good. See if I can move this real quick. Alright guys, trying to get all this foil off. I don't want to damage my ribs here, but there we go. Looking pretty good, eh? That's what we're looking like right now. And got some good pullback on these too. Definitely got more pullback on these. These actually look like they're about to fall apart, and that's not really what I want, but we're gonna put these back on for a few minutes, sauce them up. Man, that flavor is amazing. All right guys, what we're looking for here is a little bit of bend, which we have it. We have the bend. Yep, we've got the bend there too. You pick them up and they're bending over, they're folding over a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get these back out on the grill. I'm gonna get a brush, I'm gonna brush them. We might go another hour. But man, they look good, good color on them. I'm actually very pleased. This is the first time doing ribs on the Kamado, so I feel like right now, we're sitting in a pretty good spot for this being the first time on the Kamado. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I hope you guys are kind of taking it all in, and this is something you guys can definitely do. It's not a hard cook, so But I'll see you guys back out there when I get ready to brush this barbecue sauce on. And we'll keep letting this thing go, guys. I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, guys. So I've already sauced these up. And they're just going to cook for a little bit longer. We're going to let that sauce kind of tack up on them. We may add a little bit more sauce to them, but I mean, these things look pretty dang good, guys. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this. We're gonna let them cook just a little bit longer, man. I'm really stoked, guys. I mean, I'm really happy. Yeah, guys, we'll come back when we get ready to pull these off. Maybe I'll bring you guys back one more time to show you guys me saucing them up. I've got a little bit of sauce left here, so I may just let these go for about 15-20 minutes and then come back and hit them again with a little bit more sauce, and then that'll probably be all she wrote. I'm not planning on letting these go over another hour or so. All right, guys, we'll see you guys when we sauce them up again, and then we'll be pulling them off. All right, guys. All right, everybody, we're gonna glaze these up one last time, and then I think it's gonna be time to pull them. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this glaze on here, just this last little bit I have in the bowl over here. They look like they're coming out really good though, guys. You know, we got a little bit of, I think it cooked a little much on the ends here, but overall I think they came out really good so far. Well, the real test will be when we go to cut into them. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, so just want to put a little bit more of this barbecue sauce. We're using some Sonny's barbecue sauce today. We get it from Sam's Club. It comes in a big jug. It's a sweet. It's kind of got like a little sweetness to it. I don't know if any of you guys have ever eaten at Sonny's. They're pretty popular in Florida. I used to live in Florida and actually grew up there. And we used to go to Sonny's all the time. It's a pretty good, decent barbecue chain. Their sauces are pretty good. Their sweet's okay, and they have a spicy one that's a lot better, but the one that we got is a sweet one that Sam's Club had. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna finish saucing these up, guys, and then when we bring them inside, we're gonna let them rest, and then we'll show you guys once we cut into them. We're gonna let them rest for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. It's pretty late, so we may do that in the morning. I'm not sure yet. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. But nonetheless, we'll come back to you guys when we cut into them, show you guys what we got. All right, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. So I pulled these off the Kamado, and this is what they look like. Got some good color on them. I feel like the sauce is pretty good. These are kind of falling off, these last two bones over here. So I'm hoping these aren't going to be like complete fall off the bone. My wife said she wouldn't be upset if that was the case, but I want more of a, firmer rib to eat and get a clean bite off of. So we're going to wrap these. I'm going to wrap these in some foil and probably just let them sit for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then once we do that, we can come back to you guys and we can do a taste test for you guys. But I kind of like the way they look. They look good, I think. Color on them's real good. That sauce kind of tacked up on them like I wanted it to. So yeah, we're gonna wrap these things and just let them rest for a little bit. And like I said, we'll be back to show you guys the finished product. All right, guys. So we've been letting these sit for about 45 minutes. Ideally, you'd want them to sit a little bit longer, but it's really late and we just want to get these things cut up. I don't want to leave them out overnight, and I don't want to wait till tomorrow to give you guys a review on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into them. I'm hitting bone there, so that's fine. You guys can see they look good. They got a little smoke ring there. That's the very end piece, so let's see what we got right here. That looks pretty good, guys. Look at that. That's a really good smoke ring. Pretty dang good. So let's cut one more off this rack. This knife is just not very good. Look at that, guys. The back side of that. I'm gonna give it a taste test. Clean bite off the bone. So they did firm up. Man, they're good, guys. That's really good. I'm totally impressed with this. See the juice coming out of it? Very juicy. That's awesome. You got the sweetness from that barbecue sauce from that Sonny's. And that seasoning on there is really good. That rib rack we used that had that spice. I think what was it called? The hot? Dude, that is amazing. That is as good as any restaurant rib I've probably ever had. That's awesome. Let's take a look at this other rack. I'm convinced it's going to be the same result. These actually looked a little bit better to me than this rack. Let's see here. Got some bones kind of close together there. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's flip it over. See if we can cut it a little easier this way. I can see where I'm cutting on this one. Look at that, guys. That's awesome. Awesome, guys. These are great.